What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. We're doing a little bit of a late night here, but I just want to get you braced and ready for the next 90 days of Madhouse. As you can see, yeah, boy, Mr. Three Strikes You Out, Mr. Super Predator, Mr. Trouble in the Jungle is picked Kamala Harris as his vice president. Now, someone said in the comments earlier, this is like a horror movie where everybody dies. Not that dramatic, but what I have been talking with other business owners and in other masterminds this past week, we were already bracing ourselves for some crazy. Okay, and what does that mean? We were bracing ourselves for some crazy. We were bracing ourselves for what we don't understand yet or know of. What is Q4 going to look like? Is Q4 going to be crazy? Is there going to be people shopping? Is it going to be like the Hallmark Channel? Are people just going to go on out of their house and live their lives to get in that craziness of the mall shopping, the holiday spirit? And our bet is yes. My bet is people, as long as their credit cards will allow them, will be swiping. Now, here's my thing. I used to work in apartment management, and I would hate when people would micromanage. It would drive me crazy. I thought, why in the world are you micromanaging us? But why were they micromanaging us? They were micromanaging us because there's a rule of thumb that I can't remember who exactly said it, but basically hire the best people and watch them like a hawk. Grant Cardone is known for saying, show me. We all know the movie Show Me the Money. Why was he saying, show me the money? Because so many times people say what they're going to do for you, how they're going to help you. They're going to do this and that for you. And guess what they give you? A bunch of nothing. Now, 9 times out of 10, you'll hire people for your company, and you need to make sure you watch them and you set the tone. Now, what does that mean, set the tone? You have to set the tone for expectations of how they're supposed to come to work and how they're not supposed to come to work. There's a reason companies make, what do you call it, casual Fridays to kind of let your hair down, and somebody always messes it up. That's what we're about to experience for the next 90 days. Now, there was a thing showing where they wanted, and welcome to everybody who's here tonight. I know it's a later night than usual. Make sure you hit that like button. We only have 14 likes, and you guys got to do better than that, okay? Now, reason I'm bringing this up, the show is called Attraction to Satisfaction, is because we like the feel good. We like the Hallmark movie. We like the Lifetime movie. We like the stunting on the gram. We enjoy it. I know we try to say we're not, oh, I don't enjoy that. Oh, I hate it. It's just so terrible. But we do. We love it and we enjoy it. Now, why do we love it and we enjoy it? People are attracted to feeling good. They go out in the world and the world isn't what they like it to be. So they're attracted to when they come home to feeling good. Non-stop dopamine. Our cell phones are training us that ping, 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 whether it's Facebook, whether it's noise. Oh, our phones always have to be making noise and always have to be going. Now, there's something that some churches in the South do on Monday. They call it a Reset Monday. They call it a Silence and Solitude Monday. Now, I don't know if y'all know what that means, silence and solitude. Silence doesn't mean you're not talking to anybody necessarily, but solitude means you're withdrawing to do what? Reflect and refresh on that day. Now, I already told y'all I'm taking some silence and solitude off of YouTube, okay? We got plenty of videos coming. Don't you worry. Pre-recorded. Our team out in Uganda is working on it. We got a lot of stuff coming. But the reason I'm bringing this up is the next 90 days is going to be a madhouse. I was watching the news earlier and they're talking about silver and gold and what about this and what about that? My biggest thing I want you guys to understand is this will be the time, the next 90 days, if you were looking for a come up, this is your time. This will be the time of all times. Now you have 83 days until the election. Let me tell you, I was in a mastermind group and they were already coming up with t-shirt. Let's just walk this out. It is 9:26 right now, where I'm at in Texas. Today, when I was on a mastermind call at 11, the people in the group were already coming up with t-shirt ideals. Pro Kamala Well, it wasn't really noon. It was closer to like 1. But at the end of the day, people in the group, when we put our information together later, they were already coming up with pro Kamala, anti Kamala shirts. Let me get it to you this way. This man has created 2 websites already today. I think he re-messaged us around 7 o'clock. He's already started 2 websites. He's already getting the t-shirts ready. They already said the Howard University people are going to be so obnoxious for the next 90 days, and we know it. That's our alma mater, okay? What I want you guys to understand is this is a massive time of distraction, and you have to decide today, before we get 83 days in, what is your decision? Now, I'm not talking about election. I'm talking about decision for your house. Nobody you vote in that White House is going to have more power over your house than you. I was watching a thing with Dr. Phil, and this daughter was having what we would call need an A whooping. That's what I would call it. She needed to tighten it up. Now, she was upset, and she was acting out. And the father was in Dr. Phil's office. He's like, "Where's your wife? Where's your daughter?" "Well, my daughter won't leave the van, and my wife is in the van, and she's terminally ill with cancer, and she's holding her hostage." Dr. Phil and his security are like, "What are you doing in my office?" "Well, I didn't want to grab her or leave a mark or a scratch." And guess what? Dr. Phil's like, "I don't care. You just said it's okay for your daughter, who is a teenager, to hold your terminally ill wife with cancer hostage in a car. She ain't got no gun. She ain't got no knife. She just got teenage anger, and you're letting her hold your wife hostage." Y'all, I was so disgusted at that man. You should see the other men in the room in the video. They're looking at him like, ew. "Well, I just don't want to be arrested because my daughter." Let me tell you something. My mom or my dad would have came in there and would have, whoa. They would have hayuked us with an elbow. And that's what some of y'all need right now. Y'all need the people's elbow to the kids in your house, to you, to your husband, to your spouse. You got to tighten up. I even have to tighten up ship. Here's how I'm tightening up ship. I'm going to share with you what I'm tightening up ship on. And you can share in the comment what y'all tighten up on ship. Now, instead of my trainer working out with me 2 days a week, we bumping that thing up to 5. We done bumped up the meal plan because we know the next 90 days are going to be crazy. We'll have Texas Ground Zero working and digging and moving and hiring people. We've got other deals in the pipeline. We've got additional people in the second office coming on staff. We got the people in this office got to be kicked in the butt a little bit. Everybody has to tighten up ship. Fourth quarter is where you make it. Fourth quarter is where your company thrives into next year or leaps into next year. And when I mean leap, I mean limps really into next year. Right now, when I told people about HEB being one of the best companies in America, people are like, "What are you talking about?" I said they predicted in November something was going wrong in China. They knew then to double and triple order stock back then. And if I really think about it, when you went to HEB in November, December, they had a lot of stuff. Like their shelves were packed. Now you go to HEB, usually it's a little bit empty, some spots empty. No. Last year, this whole year, HEB been packed to the brims. Only thing they've been short of is toilet tissue. That's it. That's the one thing they could not determine that people were going to be crazy. But everything else, packed to the brims. So not only am I hyping up the food prep, not only am I hyping up the 5 days a week with the trainer, more walks, certain number of times a day, we're also hyping up the massages, hyping up the cryotherapy, right? That's all physical. That's physical. That's what you eat is important, but it's also physical, right? Then we're going over here. We're having the meetings, but I'm not having morning meetings. I'm having those afternoon meetings after the workouts and after lunch and say, "Hey, what's up? What's the pulse on the company right this moment? Where's everybody located? What is everybody doing? And what's the number of money coming in today?" Right? For the guy next door, how many calls did you make? What did you do? Who did you connect with? Right? Right? And what I'm trying to get you to understand is you tighten up your ship. The more you tighten up your ship and you start tightening up people on daily meetings, you're not playing with them because your company can't make millions. Everybody ain't on the same page. This is the time, y'all. I'm telling you, this guy already had t-shirt ideals for Trump and for Kamala. He was going to milk both sides of this cow. The same way people did last time with Obama. It's up for Obama, something for Mitt Romney. They were working it. Don't get it twisted. Now, they talked about $400. Now, you know, if you saw Trump, he was talking about, you know, we signed this bill. You know, we're going to get this $400. Now, it was $600. Y'all was stunting. Now we have $400. Now, why is this important? California already said they can't do it. They're broke. Now, people are going to be like, Erica, you don't know nothing about California. You don't know nothing. Go Google this for yourself today. California was like, Trump, what you talking about? We can't afford it. We can't afford $200. Stop telling people we going to extend the unemployment benefits because we can't. California said they can't do it. Now, what is California also doing at the same time? Making sure all the businesses stay home, closing up, lockdown, mask, over the top. So they are killing the only engine that feeds them, which are the business owners in California. And people are leaving. I know people are like, no, Erica, only the poor people are leaving, not people who have businesses. No, that's not true. That's not true. People are leaving. Okay. Now, part of why I'm bringing this up. His friend was talking to me and he was like, what do you think real estate's going to do? What do you think real estate's going to do? I said, listen, business owners right now today, I can tell you right now from the mastermind groups I'm in and the ones I'm going to try to join later in this fall. I'm going to go to one in Cabo, one in Chicago. I know Chicago, right? One in some other places. I can tell you right now, they've already have decided, listen, this is what we do if Trump wins. This is what we do if Kamala wins, because Joe Biden is holding on by a thread, baby. This is Kamala's presidency at this point. Joe Biden's just holding on, okay? I don't know what to tell y'all, baby. Just holding on, okay? Brother looking sickly, okay? Now, they have already decided, right? Because they know banks are like, we broke. We broke, fight broke. Banks are like, you better get you a PPP. Don't call me. You better call the government. Right? If you've been to your bank lately, they were like, oh, we can't help you. Right? Navy Federal was notoriously known for giving the $7,000 to people, what we call the pandemic fund or something they were doing. And they only did that after they started cutting them unemployment checks. See, Navy Federal didn't say, hey, February, we're going to give y'all some money. No, they waited right till March, April. And they were like, oh, okay, now we're going to give some money. Because they were making sure they was going to get their money back. Okay? So your banks are not going to have as much money as you think. I'm in several groups. I can't say his name, but essentially he's working with private investors, all kind of stuff, because they know. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this: how many millions of homes do y'all think are empty? Definitely put it in the comments. I'm gonna look on my phone because it's a little bit faster than the StreamYard. StreamYard, y'all need to fix that. That it shouldn't be that slow. How many millions of homes do you think are vacant in America? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Give me a sec. Put it in the chat. Some of y'all put some numbers of how many vacant homes are in America, so we can get on with this, because I think it's important. Many people are like, why are y'all focusing on real estate? It's just gonna crash, Erica. It's gonna be so freaking cheap, Erica. I was in Houston. I filmed as much as I could with my little camera. I was all up in Bel Air. I was all up in Katy, Texas. I was all over the place filming, telling you, Houston is still going to be thriving. I have a friend on every Facebook post. He out there talking about, it's broken Houston. Ain't nothing going on in Houston. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, dude, you don't even live here anymore. Two, the tendency of people who live somewhere, they when they live there as a kid and as an adult, they don't see opportunity and they don't see true numbers. This guy talks about, well, Houston's nothing but oil. And I go, hey, look, it's not anymore. There's a ton of companies flooding every single day. Yes, there's a ton of companies with oil, but there's a ton of companies with shipping, products and services and call centers. You guys, it's a completely thriving city. Now, I didn't want to get fussy with him, but I wanted people to pay attention, okay? Now, thank y'all for answering. You're seeing some people say 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil, 1 mil. I see some of y'all done Googled it. I see what you did. Now, there's technically 1.5 vacant home, 1.5 million, right? But on total, the totality of the United States, there are 17 million vacant homes. Now, first thing people gonna say was, can you cite the source? I sure will. There's 138 million housing units, which is a combination, and 17 million vacant homes. I'm gonna give you the website. The website is 247wallstreet.com. Now, again, that's WALLST.com. Now, you can check that out. Now, why do I keep giving y'all books? I keep giving y'all suggestions because a lot of people are like, well, you just making this up. This must be made up. I mean, it can't be true. There's just no way, right? And what's so crazy is I keep trying to get y'all to educate yourself. Now, right now, 17 million. That's housing units. Let me make sure I'm telling you that right. 17 million homes. That's not apartments, y'all. That's homes. And that's the data.census.gov. If you go read, again, right now we have 138 million. I wish I could share my screen. 138 million plus homes in America. Occupied, 121 million are occupied. 17 million are empty. Now, first thing people say, well, what about the ghost towns? What about the Rust Belt? What about all these places? There are gold mines all over this country. When I was in Houston this weekend, thank you so much, Sierra and Cook, for sharing that. When I was in Houston, I was sitting there like, I went to go see this project Money would do and them working on it. I'm like, there's 20, 30 properties just in the circular areas near him. That if I was just a person who, let's just say I'm watching Max Maxwell, I'm watching all the wholesalers online, I'm going to the trainings, I start where you are. Start where you are. You got 90 days, baby. 90 days is more than enough time for you to perfect what you're doing. Now, some people are going to say, well, Erica, some parts of Houston is rough, girl. I can't go over there. I can't do that. But that's just it. You're going to have all these vacant homes. Often somebody's uncle, auntie, somebody pass away and they don't know what to do with the house. They don't want to lose it. And they just sitting on it and it's just falling into the ground. That's a lot of stuff. This is facts, D-Real. People don't travel. They don't know. Okay. But when you hear, and this is why people talk about off-market deals all the time. This is why people talk about real estate. This is why I'm building a team for over in that office. Because long-term, 100% down the road, no matter what it is, real estate will be the play. All roads lead to real estate, regardless where you are. Why do you think I'm focusing on Texas Ground Zero? I'm focusing on Texas Ground Zero because guess what? Some people are going to park them trucks for months. I know men right now who will not drive November, December, January. They just won't. They save up a lot of their money and then they park the truck, or they park it for the whole month of December because they don't want to get shipped out or ride up to New York where, it's cold, it's rainy, it's all that mess. They don't want to go to Montana. They don't want to go to Colorado. It's cold. They want to be with their family on the holidays, and being a trucker is hard. So I made sure I got that land at all costs. Getting that land is valuable. It's important. It opens the door to ownership in Texas. And I get it. A lot of people don't understand it, but I get it. Right now, people are like, but Erica, they're going to be having UBI, They're going to have, universal basic income. And for the people that sign up for that income, their life going to be, ugh. Their life is going to be, ugh. Now you're going to be saying, well, what about the single moms, Erica? Yeah. Listen, honey, do what you got to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, your life will not thrive trying to be on the UBI. The thriving will be with certain companies. Now, I was working out with my trainer earlier, and I was working out with some, getting on the phone with other people. And what I realized is you got to understand that 75 million Americans make, well, it's actually more than that, but essentially a bulk of Americans make $30,000 a year. So if somebody comes by and offers you, especially in this pandemic, $60K, $100K, you're taking it and you're working your butt off. Now, part of that too is I interviewed two ladies today. I did some one on truck taxing. That video will come out after they edit it. And then I also did a video with a young lady who went from being a cook to almost an engineer. She 3x'd her income. She went from a CCNA to a CCNP. Now, you guys will learn more about that when we drop that video. It's a tech video, and I think it's vital because so many people are trying to sell you, well, I don't look like tech and I can't get jobs. This girl has tattoos. She looks like Alana and she's living her best life. She has colorful hair, and I can't wait for y'all to see that video because I know the truth is some of you don't want to start a business, and I don't want you to. It's not for the weak at heart. It's hard looking people in the face and have to fire them. It's hard to look people in the face and have to say, hey, we got to cut your hours back. It's hard. It's hard. Or, hey, I don't think you're good for this position. Do you want to try this? If not, I don't really have nothing for you. See what I'm saying? Those things are hard conversations. Hey, your numbers aren't up to stuff. You got to get better. I'm going to try to help you get better. But if you can't get better in the next 2 weeks, somebody's got to go, right? These are all very hard decisions. And everybody can't do them. But what a lot of people can do is study, take tests, and improve themselves. Right now, we have people out in the streets rioting, protesting. What are you protesting? We don't even know some of these people protesting anymore. They're just frustrated and tired of being in the house by themselves. So they out here, right? Now, again, like I said the other day, I know people get mad at me about the Chicago thing. These kids aren't idiots in any capacity. These kids are smart enough to figure out how to work them live streams, smart enough to be, and actually dumb enough to tell where they're at. But trust me, they are working it. And at some point, you will not want to be in UBI kind of living areas. Listen, people do it. That's a song. AKA is going to be ridiculous. Yes, they are. They really are. Some people are going to be a day late and a dollar short getting their own house in order. Now, here's the thing. I'm sitting here and again, we have a couple channels that I told you about in the beginning of the year. And I told my YouTube class on. They finishing editing the videos today. I'm uploading a lot of those to the other channels, and I'll give you a sneak peek of those soon. But the problem is there's a lot of volatility in the stock market. And if you actually learn underneath somebody techniques till you get better, you could make money trading in under 30 days. It's not crazy. I'm not telling you to do Forex. I ain't never said Forex. I said stocks, swing trading, options trading, and you could do it. You could also get into tech in 30 days. You can get in a lot of these careers in 30 days. It requires you taking the information, applying yourself fully, and going forward. If I were you, I'd want to go, if I'm not trying to start a business, I would go into next year into some kind of tech job where it pays me more money. Even the young lady, the video I did earlier today, recorded it today, she literally was like, oh, I'm going to work on this and pay off my debt. First contract, first couple of contracts out the gate. She was able to pay off all her debt, all her student loans, all her credit cards, done. That's the power of higher income. See, people want to put you on, like, just save some money. Let's pay a little bit here, pay a little bit there. But if you really put your foot into it, and that means into your own self and until you're studying, you can knock out a lot of this debt earlier. The average person who follows the Dave Ramsey approach is done in 18 months. They keep tabs on this stuff. They know what they're talking about. 18 months. Flash Wave, I salute you. Media is a part of what I do. I can tell you right now, I know people are like, oh, I can't wait to the end of the year when she shows all her money. I can tell you right now, YouTube makes money, okay? YouTube helped fund, build, and save multiple businesses I've had. That's how much money we make from YouTube. And I can't wait to do that video at the end of the year because I think it's important for people to understand, why are people on here? What are people doing? How are people spending their time? There's a reason for it. Man, you know, I would, Kay, but I already hired somebody local who watched the YouTube channel, and they ruined it for everybody else after that. I'll just say it like that. They ruined it for everyone. Ever hire anybody else local? It is. Now's the time more than ever. As you guys can see, I have my steamer over here going. You literally going into the fall, and I don't even fault people for wanting to go to the beach, party, do all that stuff. I don't fault them at all, because in the fall, people are going to be crazy. You see parents already sent their kids back to school. I want everybody to, oh, I'm not sending my kid back. Oh, my kid's going to be home and I'm going to do this. And guess what? You look up at the bus stop, everybody and their mama's kids is out there. The hallways are packed. So somebody lying. Okay, let's just pull it in. Oh, I'm not gonna have my babies at school. I'm gonna homeschool. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. The schools are packed in Georgia. So what does that mean? Somebody lying. As my friend would say, the quote up there is, they keep building McDonald's every day, but nobody eats McDonald's supposedly. So somebody's lying. Okay. Now, you have to understand that you have 142 days left in this year. But I want you just to focus on the next 90. Because in 83 days, we're going to select a new president. Woo! It's going to be a barn burner. But what I want you to understand is you have to be proactive now. Now, I know Glenn and Cameron and some other people are going to tell you, well, if you weren't proactive 2 years ago, ain't no point, ain't no... Every day is a new day to start over. There was a guy came to my boat party. He had lost 50 pounds. It had only been 6 months previous that I just saw the man. And he lost 60 pounds. I think it was almost 60. It was almost 66 months. It wasn't that long. And so when you really get dedicated to something, when you really want to turn the ship around, you really can. You really can. And that's the part that I want you guys to understand. Oh, for sure. Oh, listen, I went to the bank. I went to this small bank, and they're down to like 3 people inside. 1 loan officer and 2 ladies. And that bank, for all intents and purposes, in my mind, is dead. Like, I don't even know how that bank is open right now. But when I was walking through and talking through the window, the guy was like, well, whatever you want, girl, you better. If you're going to ask for it, this is the time, okay? They're like, if you're going to clean your credit up, this is the time. They're already cutting people's credit cards who have great credit scores. Look at a lot of your credit card channels. What are they talking about right now? Brian talking about stimulus. People talking about everything but the credit cards, because right now it's tightened up. Now, what are they hoping for? They're hoping for in Christmas, they're going to loosen up and give everybody more credit cards. Whoa, y'all. Skynet is real. Skynet tried to shut it down. Hey, you guys, I just want to finish it out. Wow. So, again, Skynet. I don't know what happened, but we're going to work on it. So, anyway, I just want to tell y'all that, let me see if I can put this on my other stand. Can I put it on my other stand? Look, y'all, you see how I'm in here? Your girl out here working hard for y'all, trying to get y'all this information tonight. I'm doing the most, okay? See if I can put this here. That's wobbly. Is that gonna make it? It might. Darn it. Only in America do we deal with such ridiculousness. Anyways, you guys. So I just had to finish this out really quickly. What I was trying to get you guys to understand is leads and acquisition. That's what you guys have to be worried about. If you're starting a business and you're like, Erica, this is my year to get started. I'm trying to finish strong. What do you recommend? Let me tell you, What I recommend is, I'm going to get this little nice chair here. There we go. What I recommend is you guys get serious and you get started, okay? Because if you don't, this is the time for you to fall down. And I don't mean fall down as you're going to get hurt or you're going to lose your home, but it starts the downward trend. Nobody coasts uphill. Where can you make the most bang for your buck? Time world, it's going to be real estate, but also there's opportunities in trucking. There's still opportunities in a lot of industries. If you say, Eric, I'm going to make all the vending machine routes in the world, there's money in that. You're going to buy all the local truck routes, there's money in that. There's a lot of money out there to be had. Erica, do you think Texas will be blue state this election? I heard they're investing a lot. Here's the thing, and if you know anything about elections, I'm not trying to make this video a whole election video, but elections are won by a small margin. Only the United States presidency is won by, a mil, 2 mil. Again, Hillary, that whole million and a half. Small town elections, and when I mean small town, I mean 300,000. Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I'm from, was usually won by a margin of maybe 500 to 1,000. That's it. 500 to 1,000. So you have to understand that these elections matter because they put your judges in, your sheriffs, your all that. Again, even the woman who's in Seattle, the police chief, she's quitting. She's like, chucking the deuces, I'm resigning. Oh, mobile homes, yeah. Whole towns in Nevada. I'm pretty sure there's ghost towns in Nevada. Listen, it's too late, Ty Davis. Those Californians are coming for Nevada. Bill Bloomberg has invested millions towards Democrats in Texas. Yeah, right now in Texas, they even have a gun rifle association. The association essentially promotes gun laws in Texas, which sounds crazy because people are like, why do you need gun laws in Texas? It's Texas. Again, you have people come out to Texas, move here and vote and change the laws. That's why. Lady 808, we knew the minute the gyms closed, we knew all these young men were going to lose their minds. That's part of it. Nightclubs too. Every marathon starts with a step. Exactly. Skynet won't let us be great. London Thomas, I'm on the south side of Chicago, and there are 3 banks in the neighborhood have been boarded up since the first wave of looting with no sign of opening up, and they probably won't. They will probably slowly in 6 months from now say, oh, due to the COVID, we didn't open back up, when we all know, they were ready to get out there. California is turning small cities purple. Oh, vans are scarce. Tax liens will be crazy in 2021. Uh, 22, college is expensive, which is why I chose to do military for IT. Yeah, the young lady we have coming on, great story of tripling her income from being a cook to in IT. I mean, it's an amazing story. I can't wait for it. But proud king, I could agree with that, but I'm gonna leave that topic alone. What I am gonna say, keep your eyes on your own paper. You got the next 90 days to get hardcore, get serious. And I'm telling you, just for myself, tightening the ship up, right? It's really one of those things where you really have to tighten the ship up and get going. Whether it's real estate, some guys making cold calls for you, people doing remodeling companies, any of those things you want to do, now's the time. And a lot of people will come alongside you in the journey if you're paying a little bit above average. And even if you're paying just regular average, the opportunities are there because you got to really focus. The number one thing that help businesses thrive are leads and acquisitions. So what does that mean? Leads and acquisitions. It means if you got leads coming in, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Google, SEO, listen, right now someone had called me and their biggest thing is I'm being shadow banned. And I said, what are you willing to do to overcome being shadow banned? I said, are you willing to be like Brother Ben X and several others who have bought podcast ads, radio ads, TV ads, billboards? You can't, as Jason Black says, you cannot shadow ban a billboard. They're just out there. And now Oprah sees they're out there because she got 26 of them bad boys. Part of what I want you guys to also remember in November, what happens in November is people have to start paying that PPP back. And also people are becoming dependent on handouts. Now you may say, well, Erica, people unexpectedly lost their job. Have some sympathy for these people. And we do. But every day when you're on Facebook and everybody's story is, I lost my job and I'm just out here. I'm like, well, baby, you shouldn't even be on Facebook right now. You need to be somewhere studying, somewhere focused, not here, not out here crying about it. Thank you for the $4. What do I think about UPS debacle? I mean, at the end of the day, we're not going to do mail-in voting. Not massively like people think we are. We're just not. We're not going to do it. Now, also pay attention to what happened with Tesla today. Pay attention. There's a lot of volatility in the markets. And so we'll be bringing back on some stock people talk on the channel before I go on sabbaticals on the 21st. Yeah, we got about a good, how many more days, y'all, before I'm out, dip out. But I'm just telling you, tighten up your ship. I'm tightening up my ship right now, literally up in the training days, up in the water, up in a lot of things, because I know what's coming and it ain't going to be good, right? And again, if you don't measure, you don't track, you don't grow. So let me see. Yeah, the Joneses are on social media. What are your suggestions for someone who wants to get into multifamily apartment investing? Again, here we go. What is your income like? Or do you have $20,000, $50,000 saved away? And I don't mean to be a jerk. If you're going to try to do a creative financing way into real estate, it's going to take a lot of time. I was talking with somebody today and I was saying, you can't beat the guy who's hungry and has time on his hands. Now, what do I mean? The guy or girl who's willing to make 4, 5, 6 calls a day, drive for dollars, take pictures so they can get that first deal. You can't beat someone who's that hungry if you're just a little hungry. So if you're a little hungry, then, getting involved in investing groups and investing clubs is a great way to do it. But at the end of the day, you pick the strategy, whether it's house hacking and buy the house, rent it out rooms. You have to decide what's the best route to go for. And that's a whole nother video and a whole nother conversation. Lanny 808, we have sympathy, but this all happened in February. We've had almost 6 months to regroup. Yeah. And this one lady's like, well, I just lost my job last week. Okay, lady, did you not pay attention to what was going on out here in the world? Did you not start saving more of your money when you saw all this happening? That's right. 10 days. I'm out of here, baby. Hey, can everyone check in 30, 69 days around? Let us know what you've been doing. Ty Davis TV. Listen, if you're new to my Facebook groups, that's what I'm starting a thing, and I'm about to put it out there today. Oh man, I am diamond. I get alerts every day, 3 times a day for jobs. They need to quit. They just want to work their old job and not adapt to new circumstances. This is the same thing that happened with the coal miners. This is the same thing that happened in a lot of Rust Belt towns. People didn't want to leave. Nope, I ain't leaving. I don't care. And I'm not changing. So, look, I'm going to get on out of here. I was only going to do a short video, but I really wanted to hit those points for you guys. Silence and Solitude Mondays, something I highly recommend for some folks. The next 90 days is going to be crazy. And why did I name the show Attraction to Satisfaction? Because everybody's out acting a fool, trying to have a good time. If you look at most of what you're hearing on YouTube right now, it's conversation talk about what? Dating, hanging out, hooking up, where to find, this or that. And at the end of the day, if your house is a mess, if you are homeless in a van, I don't think your number one concern needs to be dating right now. Now, unless you think that's a strategy, which some people do. Some people are like, their strategy is to go be a homosexual. They're going to go get in somebody's house by dating them and live in there. That's a strategy. Okay. Let me correct myself. That's a strategy. Not one I recommend, but that should be your focus, right? And this one friend said, well, Erica, it's the monkey theory. Now, there's a monkey theory where the scientists would shock the cage, they'd scare the monkey, and the monkey be like, oh my God, full of anxiety. Well, then they would put a second monkey in the cage, and they would do the same thing. They would shock the cage, act wild, make all these flashing lights. And guess what the monkeys would do? They would hold hands in the cage. They'd get together real tight and hold hands. What was that about? Their stress levels lowered. The same noise, the same chaotic noise was going on, same thing, the same stressors that the scientists were putting on the monkeys, but they were in it together. And so I don't fault people for thinking, well, I need to hear them get in a relationship because of COVID. But you don't want to be a homosexual at the same time, people. Like that's, let's get our finances together. We got 90 days. So look, for those of you wanting more stock information, we're going to release the other channel here shortly. Got some stuff up my sleeve, been working on it. And for those of you who wanted more information on some other stuff, it's coming. I'm going to let y'all know. So y'all have plenty to watch while I'm out taking my sabbatical, while I'm out going to masterminds with other business owners, and actually letting my trainer kick my butt 5 days a week instead of 2 days a week. It's going to be an interesting season. Also signed up for swim lessons to get better because all of it plays into each other. So look, I hope you guys are ready. Masterminds, get focused, get off of some of this silliness. You guys have 90 days till there is a new president or the old president still in the White House. And this confusion is still going to be going on, but will your house be in order? If your house is in order, none of this other stuff in the news matters. Dating isn't your number one concern, which I know some people are like, Erica, hush. But I'm serious. Some people are like, well, I'm going to watch these femininity channels and I'm going to watch these dating channels and I'm going to get better. And I'm like, you're poor. You're about to be homeless. You relying on unemployment. This isn't the time. Some of y'all, this is your 90 days to get your life right. Okay? Get your life right. Get your debt tight and then proceed. There's an order to things. There's a foundation to things. And people hate hearing that and hate hearing correction, but it just is what it is. So, look, you guys, this is Erica doing a quick one. See you guys later. Have a good night.